had something inside him that was special. And just the passion alone, it really, for me, looking at it, it was about longevity. He was willing to pay his dues. He was willing to walk the road of a musician. He was willing to pay that price of a musician. So that's what I saw in Eric.
He also broadened his knowledge of music by listening to other kinds of music. Yeah. But that's how music evolved, Hawaiian music as well.
I'm impressed that Eric is still going because it takes a lot to do what he's doing. It takes a lot to record. It takes a lot to sing. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of money. It's away from your family. It costs a lot to do what he's doing. And all I can say is go forward. Because I don't think he's neglecting his responsibilities. So he's got a handle over that.
Very, very serious about his craft. He always had a guitar in his hand. Or a bass or whatever he was called upon to do. It was hard not to follow his career. And I say that with much respect. That's how hard he works, because you always heard his name. Run into Eric several times, a couple times in the archives, and I think that's extremely responsible. It doesn't surprise me now that we're doing this documentary of 20 years, because he's been doing it all that time. Kind of makes you feel good, your continuity, the world still ticks.
I really kind of got a sense of a guy that had a lot in his back pocket in terms of what he was playing and what he had in mind as a musician. And it's very impressive. I mean, Eric is, and not just in music, in all things, Eric's the kind of guy who decides this thing, and whatever that thing is, it's laser beam of focus and intensity, and he gets there.
That was Eric's strength. His music, his theology and music and arrangements and figuring out musical parts and musical structure, that was his strengths. So that's where we developed that Nakama sound.
High school, well, Eric was really shy. So in high school, it took a while for him to groom and grow and come out of his shell. But hello, you hang with Mele Apana, it doesn't take long to come out of your shell, right? But I remember we did a couple gigs, and I remember when he started to play and he was playing licks on his guitar. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a young version of Willie K. Shut the front door.
Starting off with pretty much passion, because they want to do something. Eric wants to become a musician. But there's a difference between musician and entertainer. A musician can play music. An entertainer engages. So to see him grow as a musician and as an entertainer, it is neat to see. Starting off with, Kanile, a collection, at least for me, and then seeing him grow to contemporary style with Ka'ala Boys. Nakama, where you're mixing it all together. It is both traditional and contemporary. To see him songwriting, to see him pulling stuff, not just performing for people and taking songs that other people have written, but take something from inside here, to mesh it together, and to put it together where it can be shared with other people. That's an amazing step in the progression of music, to see that. And then he goes to play with some of the legends in our Hawaiian music community, like Jerome Koko, to be playing with Moon Kaukahi. And in the beginning, there's always that comparison of stepping into the shoes of what was there before, John Koko. But with Eric stepping in, who was already ma'a to their music, I think there was a lot less learning curve for him. And that was a period of instant growth, because that's a game changer right there. To be able to take it from a single musician doing something to mold yourself into and to fit well with these others, and then play well, whose sound is already established and well known. It'll be interesting to see what becomes afterwards on that. I think that no matter what Eric decides to do, he will do incredibly well.